Es lento.
Hi, good morning.
Hello.
How are you doing? Welcome to Education 3000. We're here with the 25 series of classes, master classes. And we're here with Noemi Payman, which is founder of Education 3000. Hi, Noemi. What are we going to
Hello,
talk
everybody. I'm so glad to be again in our live masterclass with very nice subject. Actually, today is one of my favorite.
Oh,
And thank you for joining us. Thank you for putting your comments. Thank you for sharing. And give us a like too.
yes, yes.
So let me see. I have it somewhere here. It's called ines or
Oh, what is,
INES. What is this?
what is that? INES. What does it stand for? I have a clue what it is, but let's have Noemi explain us what is INES.
How do you say in English?
It's INES.
INES.
Yes.
It's the
Neuro.
famous neurotransmitters for a
Oh,
fun and effective education. They are our allies, when they help us so much with a fun education, effective education, long-term memories. And they all finish with INES. And in Spanish, ines, so INES. And that's like dopamine, serotonin, endorphin, those beautiful ins or ines. So this is very important for education. So we decided to do a program only on that and count on these neurotransmitters. It's very easy and it makes education another story. It's fun, it's enjoyable, it's creativity. We enjoy it. Education is to enjoy. It's not to
yeah.
suffer anymore. That's over.
And that's great to know that you know we produce all these neurotransmitters, or some of them at least, when we are happy, we are joyful, and we are learning in that kind of way, isn't it? So
It's
this,
a cycle. For
yes,
instance, let's say endorphins, because everybody knows this one.
yes,
I run, I do some exercise, so I create endorphins. Endorphins makes me happy. So I run some more and I want to do more exercise and I have more endorphins. So you start up, you need a trigger, or like to your art, you start to paint and you raise up your energy, serotonin and dopamine as well. So, and then you want more. So it's called as well self-reward education, which
yes.
is great.
Oh, that's great. Because if you know that you are producing in your body this kind of neurotransmitters, and that is your own reward, isn't it? Like
Exactly.
you do not need an appreciation or an award from outside of you, but you have your own reward. I think that it's key for learning.
It is.
Yes.
And today we are with our great, wonderful friend, Kausa Shaya from Lebanon. So she will add up all the comments and help us to understand how these neurotransmitters work and how indispensable, how it's a must in education.
Oh, that's
Hello,
great.
Kausar. I want you to
Hello,
join us.
everybody.
Put your
Hi.
camera up. Yes, that's it. So we can see your beautiful eyes.
Hi,
How are
Okay.
you? Good.
Sarah. How are
Good.
you
Glad you
doing?
can join
Wonderful.
us.
Thank you. Actually, this subject is very interesting, and based on what you guys talking about, it's the difference between when I was in school. I can give you this a simple example. When I was in school, I used to say, "Why I have to take math? Why I have to take physics? Why I have to take chemistry? I'm not gonna use this in my life, you know? Why don't I focus on something that I wanted to learn?" And then when I grew up and study this and notice that all what we really are is combine of math and science, physics. So the neurotransmitter is like fiber optic internet. Imagine. So imagine if you don't have a high speed internet and you're working all the time and how slow you can go. So basically, the energy that we process in our brain, it's based on the chemistry reaction that can create the physics reaction with the energy, and this energy can be, it's like electricity, and the neurons in the brain work like very much like from one um, um, place to another, connecting all this thought together and processing this information. So basically every single person, like the fingerprint, have their own filter, and this filter is really based on our belief system as well too. So some people process the information and they will be maybe scared of it, you know. Some other person will process the information and make a big deal out of it, you know. It's all depend how we get this information and how we filter it through our belief system and how we can bring it to the out, you know, to the universe or to the our community. Basically what we are doing here, it's very important for all the kids to learn that our belief system, it's what trigger all this information, and our neurons in the brain can really function based on our thought. And what I learned from Edgar Casey, it's his favorite, my favorite, you know, sleeping prophet, American sleeping prophet. He always used to say, a thought are things. So if we think positive and if we really try to make a blueprint for our thoughts, and so the outcome is gonna be very something really cool and something nice. So so basically, my dad here talking right next to me.
I say hi to him.
So basically, all what we need to work on in our kids now, it's not to change their belief system, no, because everyone has their own belief and we do respect that, but we really need to work on their fears. Basically, fears is number one problems, most the diseases and most the negative thought created by fears. So if we work on our kids not to have that fear, so we're really creating a beautiful environment full of life and full of success. I don't know.
Excellent.
I can talk a lot
Excellent.
about this, you know, it's my passion, but I don't know how much time we
I
have.
know you are an expert and you have so many tools as well. What
Yeah.
we
Thank
can
you.
do is watch the video now, and then everybody can put their question comments. And if
Okay.
you have any tools or something practical, we can do a
Okay.
recap at the end. We have time. Is that okay with you,
Perfect.
Kausar?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, wonderful.
Giovanna, you have
Absolutely.
time too?
Yes, I'm
Because it's a
Yes.
very important subject, and I'm so glad because I want to remind everybody it's live, but then after that at night or when in the weekend you can watch this and go on with a comment on YouTube and Facebook, by the way.
Wonderful.
yes.
So
Wonderful.
let's watch the video and then we go to all your tips, and it will be all yours,
Okay.
Giovanna and Kausar.
Okay,
Wonderful.
great. Thank you.
Tell me if you have sound. If you have sound, you tell me with your
We
thumb up.
will.
Here's the video on the famous neurotransmitters. Let's see. I don't have sound. Hmm.
Okay.
No sound?
No sounds.
I know why. Hang on. Now, yes.
Hello. Hello. Hello,
Yay.
everybody. Welcome to our
Hello.
classes on Education 3000 online classes. And I am Noemi Paimar, the founder of Education 3000. Hello, Dave.
Hi, Naomi. Hi, everyone. I'm David Fegan, the International English Program Coordinator here at P3000. This is our 9th video in our Level 1 series here at Education 3000 called Co-Recreating Education. Naomi, what's this video going to be about?
Now, yeah, this time this is the last video on neuro education, and we are going to see all the nice, pleasant, indispensable neurotransmitters we do need for an integral and fun education. So this video is a must for all teachers and all parents.
Perfect.
Let's see if I find some pictures here. Yeah, I found them.
Let's get started.
So the ines or ins, neurotransmitters.
Neurotransmitters for a pleasant learning process, and BDNF, which we'll look at in more detail. Obviously,
at the end of the video, so please stay with us if you want to know more about BDNF. Let's see first the neurotransmitters. Remember, we had adrenaline and noradrenaline, all that are the stress neurotransmitters. We don't want those. We want only the one that we are going to list. The first one I love, serotonin.
Yeah, so joy, good sense of humor, and some suggestions for these new activities, the surprise effect, generating curiosity, but please avoid boring and repetitive tasks.
If not, you won't have this beautiful serotonin like, yes, what's next? I have a surprise for you. Is it something new you want to learn? We have, do you want to explore something? This kind of feeling. And everybody say, yes, yes. And you get so excited, everybody. And this is a proof the serotonin is raising up. That makes sense. It's easy to understand, right?
Yep.
And the nice things, parents and teachers, they are not bored and they are happy as well. Remember, it's all of us. We are talking about all of us. And even elders and everybody. We want the whole society to be happy. And some good tip, good sense of humor. When there is a problem or something you don't understand, but you can laugh about it, you would unlock the situation and the energy level will go up. This is a very good tip.
You release more serotonin.
As well.
The second one is dopamine. So the pleasure of achievement and sharing, and some suggestions to raise dopamine levels or to release dopamine, concrete goals, actions, and teamworks. But we need to avoid tasks that lack sense or motivation.
Definitely, definitely. It's like when they say, I want to finish, I want to finish, I want to do my project, I want to finish my mandala, I want to finish my drawing, I want to finish what we were doing. The satisfaction of finishing and having a goal. We did it, we did it. It's like the like the football goal, and everybody has a dopamine. Because the dopamine, you have more dopamine when you share and it is a teamwork. Did you know that? I will be excited because I did something, but if we do something together and we achieved, the dopamine will go up, up, up. This is the proof we have to do a lot of teamwork in all the topics.
I really like the example of when everybody celebrates a goal in football. That's such an easy thing to relate to, and such
Can
a
you
great
imagine 1 million
rush.
people saying goal? That's why football or soccer is so addicting, because of the dopamine. Everybody together. But that's why as well it's a disaster when your team lose. So we have to be careful with that. Not too much competition with the children and young people.
The third one we've got endorphins, right? So physical well-being, and some suggestions to release endorphins. Be active, be in movement. Something to avoid, especially with children, because we've seen this already in the videos. Being still for something like 8 hours, bad idea.
It's a crime. It's a crime. Don't do that ever. Maybe it's the class or the house is going to be more like in disorder, and it's going to be all over the place, but it's very pedagogical. Please, please, please. And we all know that. We all know when we run or we walk or we do something, we go back home and we feel good. Why? Because of the endorphin. We all know when we go to the gym or when we have fun doing any sport or any activities with a lot of movement, that's endorphin. It's very simple and easy, and it's a must.
I know some school, Dave, in I think it's in Portugal. Do you know how many hours of physical exercise, PE, no, in English,
PE, yep.
do they have per week?
How many hours do they do? So these schools in Portugal, how many hours do they do? I'm curious.
They do 3 hours per day for 5 days. That's 15 hours, and this is a minimum. If a teacher is missing or something happened, they have 1 or 2 more hours, or they go and run. So the first day I remember, because I saw the kids after the school, and they were, "Ah, we are exhausted, we can't do anymore. They make us run 10 kilometers, something like that. And the second week, they say, Mom, we feel so good. And the third week, Mom, we are so fit and we learn so fast and we want only this school. And those kids, they were kicked out of all schools. They were like kids, problems kids, as you said. It was not problems kid. It was problem education, education problems. It was not the kids. See?
Exactly. Yeah, and we saw.
Just the lack of movement. And at that time, I mean, when you are young or a child, you have to grow your body. You need a good breathing system. You need a good heart. You are growing your bones. You need really, really active. Sorry, I was excited and I cut you off. Sorry.
No, it's very exciting. I was also rushing to say something because as well, I remember in the previous video or one of the previous videos we saw, it's not necessarily a case that the children have problems. Like children are just developing differently now. And the point about physical well-being and doing exercise, we're not talking here about torturing children. I mean, I can remember in high school where, oh no, we got to do the marathon. Like nobody wanted to do it really. A couple of kids, maybe it wasn't so like well thought out to be attractive to us. We're not talking about that kind of like making kids suffer. We're just talking about, there are studies, and I've seen them as well in other studies that show that children learn quicker, and different countries have implemented these kind of programs because you don't need to spend longer in the classroom necessarily. More exercise will help you to learn quicker. So you're just using the time more efficiently. It's win-win for everybody.
For everybody. And they're more healthy, so you don't have to worry about depression or sickness. I mean, it's a good innovation. I have another example. It was in Mexico. They invited me to a school next to Mexico City, Cuerva, something like that. And on Monday morning, the first thing, they have 1 hour of Aztec dance. You know, Aztec people. And it's a very demanding dance because you have to jump and turn and you have to do it together. So the dopamine goes up too. And all teachers, they say, I want my class after the Aztec dance because they do my class in 10 minutes. So you don't lose 1 hour doing the Aztec dance. You gain the physical part, you gain, you know, your cosmovision, you know, your culture, you learn all the steps, which they are symbols, no? They are meanings. And then you do everything in 10 minutes. That's the proof it really works. And of course, it has to be fun. You don't force them. Some kids, they want something more active, like karate or soccer. Other kids, they like more soft, like walking, swimming, or yoga. And then you can see the preference and you give them the choice. But you don't stay still and you don't do anything. You have to do. And the teachers and the parents. We have more.
So what's the fourth one we've got on the list, Naomi? The neurotransmitters of education, number 4.
Yeah. Irisin. I don't know in English. It's up to you.
Yeah, me neither. Irisin, yeah. Anyway, learning linked to continuous movement. So some suggestions: movement with rhythm, walking, running, swimming, knitting. Avoid staying still.
Yeah, this is a secret of the discotheques, or in English, discotheque. Yeah,
yep.
Discoteca. Rhythm. So you go with the rhythm, and the same with aerobic movement, and then automatically you have the irisin. The same way when you knit or you swim, because it's the same movement over and over and over, as when you have an aha or you have a flash of understanding. For example, you walk, you run, and all of a sudden, oh, I have found the solution. Oh, we can do that. I found solution C, D. Oh, and something out of the blue, you have a new bright ideas. This is due to this famous irisin. And this confirmed our theory. We had to move.
Exactly. Number 5 in the
Your
list of
favorite.
neurotransmitters of education, acetylcholine. So synaptic activity, memory, concentration is what is associated with this neurotransmitter. And some suggestions to release this is the multi-sensory approach, but please avoid stress.
Yes, and you remember we saw that with a circuit, a positive circuit of learning. The acetylcholine helps you to have the information. It's like the carrier or the vector or the the truck that carries information to the frontal lobe, and it helps you with more synapses and more plasticity as well. And you have more acetylcholine if you have activities, if you move or you have a project. It's not to learn by heart, for instance. Learning by heart won't release as much as acetylcholine. So it's extremely important as well.
Nice. And the last one, Naomi, oxytocin. So love, hugs. Everybody loves love and hugs, right? So suggestions: work on the emotional intelligence, but avoid shouting, avoid humiliating.
Please,
These don't work.
please. So we can have greetings, individual greetings, a group of greetings, to one exercise of emotional intelligence, to one exercise of self-esteem, and then proceed to your whatever class you were planning, or listen to the project of the children. And don't believe the future will be to give class anyway, but to proceed to the next activities, I would say. Oxytocin. And the famous BDNF.
Yeah, so brain-derived neurotrophic factor. This is a brain protein, prepeptide, that is produced while doing exercise, and it has a vital role in neuronal development, in the development of neurons, and brain plasticity.
And we do need brain plasticity. We need all these connections and all the ability to find solution, to have this famous lateral thinking, and be away from just memorizing and what we had before. This is very important. So one more factor, one more proof, we need to move and exercise. BD and F. And
And finally, we need lots and lots of love.
when you don't know the solution, just love your kids, love the young people, love yourself, love the babies, love life. And this is, I call this a comodine, like the joker, and there you live. You can always love and say, my dear, I don't know, I love you, whatever you do, whatever the situation is. And we end up with a big hug, and you can save situation along with laughing.
It's true. And more specifically, we can implement this information that we've looked at in this video today through the 7 petal schools. So the first petal, Naomi, what have we got there?
So, yeah, we try to put in order. So always we start with number 1, the blue one, physical development and movement, because all the things we saw today. Then of course we still have topics and the cognitive development, of course, but new, fun, in context and renewed, please. And 3, social development, emotional intelligence, multicultural, peace culture, self-esteem, language as well as part of peace culture. 4, art, beauty, express yourself. 5, everything with ecologic development, environment, new source of energy. Red, productive development, fair trade, to do, to put in action, and personal development. 7.
And again, we're gonna dedicate a lot of videos to breaking down the 7 petal schools a little later in the series. So if you want to check out any of these resources that you've seen in the videos, we've got lots and lots, like 20 years worth of videos, right, on YouTube, resources on the website, Facebook. Get in touch with us as well. send us a message on Facebook, send us an email. All of these are below in the description, so you can click on them or copy and paste them. You don't need to write anything down.
And thank you so much.
Thanks, Naomi. A lot of
This
learning.
it is exciting. I can see such a switch. I mean, it's more than a switch, it's a quantum leap in education. And with that, I think we are going to recuperate ourselves, recuperate a peace, a society in peace, recuperate happy children, happy parents, happy teachers, happy people all over the world. I think this is a new in a cycle, I would say.
A new cycle
Mm.
for our world. Very important. So Naomi, we've done the first 9 videos. In video number 10, in the next video, we're going to start looking at some tools, right? Well, some more tools.
Tools. 3 more videos. The next one only on tools. So it will be number 10, 11, and 12. And next one will be tools and new trends, and see what we can do concretely or specifically.
Very exciting.
Yeah. If you were wondering when are they going to talk about tools or pedagogical tools, here we are, number 10.
All right. Perfect.
But without the base, without understanding the why, it's nice, but we are not so motivated. Now, yes, we are motivated. Yeah, let's put that in practice. Definitely, we need it. We do need it.
All right, Naomi. So guys, stay tuned, because we're going to start looking at some pedagogical tools to start putting these things into practice, to start doing. Thanks again, Naomi. Thanks to our viewers.
See you soon. Take care.
Hi, how good was that? It's amazing.
Wow, that was
No,
a bit
I enjoyed a lot,
fantastic.
Noemi. It was great, great information that we had this video. It kind of completes all that we have been checking in all about neuroeducation. It was wonderful. So, would you like to let us know more about it? No, it's like I just am with wanting more, but it's great to know all this information and know that it's going to be applied to education.
You see, I can share another example with you. The
Great.
thing is when you start listing all hormones, right? Serotonin and dopamine and all these hormones that you listed, and the activities related to each one of them, it's very important to understand these hormones are main job is to create energy in the body. So the energy they create is based on frequency. So each one has certain frequency, and each frequency goes in certain place. It's like a puzzle. And you see when you put the last picture with the brain plasticity, you remember that picture?
Yes.
So this is exactly what it is. I mean, two things between each other, and whenever this material comes around, it's like a small square or a different shape, it just enters. So wherever that we think about something, we attract it. It's like magnet. We're pulling this hormones into our cells, into our brain, into our body, based on our thinking. So this is what's really happening. So the tool that we really wanted to work on for the next time is teaching the kids to think more in a creative way. And this is basically our main tool, because this is what our program is. Our program that we've been working on, Education 3000, and as she mentioned, is a quantum leap. This new generation is all aware of that, and they were born with it, you know. So we really, what we're just doing, we open up their eyes to see this reality, and stop them from being bored. They're all bored. Yeah, I mean, all the kids now, because they're in school, they don't want to study, they don't want to go to school, they don't like their teachers. Sorry to say that, but whenever we get to work with them and tell them what to do, they would do it with all the pleasure. And this is what really we need to be concerned, is the way of teaching them, bringing all the best out of them, and let them be the creator. Let them discover all this beautiful thing, and especially don't get them bored. So the activities that she's been talking about, I remember I kept my kids when they were going to school that time, when you were saying how many hours they have to do to exercise in school. She used to go early to school to run to run around the playground, to run like 10 times before she go to class, because I want her to do that. So, you know, I was doing this with them before I even realized this is going to be the case. And now every
Yes.
single thing that we were doing through our lives, I mean,
Right.
we know exactly this is what it is, you know, and this is really the right path that we're going through. And I think most the kids who are really is going to know this way of teaching, they're gonna be blessed by certain achievement. And I know from my kids, really, they're all very independent. They do work, and with other kids as well. And now my daughter is 25, my son is 30. They both have their own business. They're very successful. They love life. They love helping people. They do work with other people, and they're so responsible. And they do it from the love of their heart. She said it, the last word, I love you. We always have to tell our kids that we love them every single minute. Whenever they talk to us, we do really have to encourage them and talk to them and encourage them that to do whatever. Most the cases that I have treated, you know, as a therapist, um, the parents are always doing forcing the kids to do something they don't like. First of all, they create fears of the parents, of the mom and dad. Okay, my mom is coming. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So what I should do? So they fear, they hide something from them, and then at the end, all this accumulate and create anxiety and create failure state. And especially when in our system we don't create at all any of the competition. So we're not trying to compete with anybody. We're trying to compete with ourselves first. So if I can do my best to be the best, so this is, I think, what I am aiming for. And this is what I teach my kids and everybody around me as well, the kids that I get in contact with.
Oh yes.
Excellent.
Kawasar, I just was amazed of everything you said, because I relate to that. You know, it's like we do things like these exercises. I saw exercising before the class before, but I didn't know exactly what this was about. And this is about what exercise brings in us for enjoyment and for all of this conditioning for learning
Yes,
next.
yes,
So it was wonderful. Yes, Naomi.
And if you want more information,
yes,
we put some books and a lot of tools in education, three O's, 3000.info.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yes,
And next week, we promise to
amazing.
go to the tools, right? We
Yes.
will be same hour here.
Yes,
And This is remarkable. I am now in Bolivia with the streaming, and Kausal is in Lebanon, Beirut. Giovanna is
Oh,
in Houston, USA. It's very international. And if you want to be part
wow.
of this program, to put some comments, ideas, share what you do, please write to us or put it in comments in YouTube or in Facebook.
Yes,
Let me
we
see if
have.
I find for the next week. Let's go ahead, Giovanna. Sorry.
I'm just reminding you that we have 25 of these master classes in level one. In every class, we're going to be giving you some interesting tools. Now we have learned about neuroeducation and why the education should be based in this. But next comes the pedagogical trends, practical tools of 3000. So you don't miss those next classes. Yes.
And we will ask Kausar to help us with all the tools she
Yes,
has
that's
and all
very
the experience she has
Yes.
for this next week.
sure.
Friday, same time, same
Okay.
channel.
Stay and
Thank you so
yes.
much. Kausar, what do you want to tell us for the closing of this beautiful program?
Thank you. Well,
Joanna? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I wanted to keep everybody. I wanted to tell everybody sometimes we think about Corona and what it has done through this time for us. But I think it was if we think from different perspective to every single thing it happens to us, even if it's bad as Corona, and we know how many people die from that. But other side of the story, there is something good that Corona have made. And if we really look to the people who were sitting home with their kids, watching them and taking care of them, and there were so many jokes about that because even the family, they didn't even have time before to sit together and talk about things. When Corona came, joined the family, and the family was more care about each other, and they were more supportive to each other. We see the love more, and I think from my perspective, the more that we have to care about each other, it will higher the proton, the hormones that you were talking about. It will increase the immunity in us, and if our immunity is high, the corona will do nothing to us. It's all about our immunity. So basically, we need to eat healthy because 30% of our DNA from the lifestyle, that food that we eat. And then we got another 30% of the family that we basically have our DNA from the family ancestor. And then we got another 30% is from our spirit. Our spirit really carry our DNA as well. And so all these things together, if we combine them, we realize that by thinking and by adapting new technique or new lifestyle, we can change most of the DNAs, and we can live free from disease and from fears and from all that. So I really want every single person who have fear from Corona not to fear from Corona, to work more on their immunity, to strengthen the immunity, and to face it. And I know for sure with the vaccine or without the vaccine, we don't want to argue about that because some people with the vaccine and some people against it. We don't have enough research on
They are
this
going
matter,
to
so I
shut
cannot
down the
talk too much
program
about
if
it.
you
But
say this word.
all what I can do now, I agree with you, and this is my thought as well on that. And I'm eventually against it, but as I was saying, a lot of people argue with that. So I don't have a backup for it because we don't have enough information yet. But basically, if we do tell people to have more thought about how to strengthen their immunity and how to back up certain bad habits and stay away from fear, deal more with our emotion, and work more in what we love for each other, and don't worry much about money because every single country now, especially in Lebanon here, the economy is going way down, and people are so afraid of being whatever. So God will, I mean, He's not gonna let us die if we think that we're not, because it's all in your heart. So basically, we just have to work from inside out and make everything possible. And believe me, I'm telling you this. It's feeling who's saying that. It's not me. So I do have to believe what I say in order to come out clearly and profound. So I really love Naomi so much. I love you guys so much, and I'm really looking forward for next week to learn more about how we can apply what I'm saying and what you guys saying into reality, and let our
Yes.
kids be really the brighter future for them.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kausar. We have talked about the seven petal schools. And so that's what we will be disclosing to you. We will be showing you how these tools can be applied. And the seven petal schools are a great gift for us to apply all this information in several areas of the human development. So don't miss all those classes. That's an invitation for you. And we're going to be here with Kausar, with Noemi, and myself, as usual, every week.
See you next week then. Thank you, Kausar. Thank you, Ravana. Thank you, everybody, to co-create this new education. We do need so much.
Guys,
You take care.
Thank you.
all the love, all the love.
All the love.